Jerry, just to start out, your reaction to the QB change with Dylan starting now and Flacco going to that backup role.
The coaches came with that decision, and I'm just here to do my part, help whatever quarterback that's out there.
How much more important is it for you to maybe step up with, Sen being out and, the change the wide receiver? How important is it for you to get on that connection with him?
It's very important. It's Dylan's first start, so I'm trying to be the best version of myself for him so he could, do what he needed to do on the field, But those guys being hurt, I got to step up, and the younger guys that's behind them got to step up as well and do their part and play their role.
When you have a game like you had, last Sunday where you drop some passes that you know that you can make, do you dwell on it for a little bit? Do you try to get extra time on the jug machine? You just try to put it behind you and just say, okay, no.
I dwell on it on that day. Other than that, I just move forward. It's football. It's part of the game. That was my first drop. And that's not gonna be my last. If we're being honest. So I don't really pay too much time on it. I do what I need to do to fix it and then move on from there.
Jerry, Dylan said that you're more fun of a bigger Jerry Jeudy fan than him. I guess just with some of the limited reps you've been able to work with him specifically these last couple weeks, but even being back at training camp, just what type of chemistry have you already kind of developed?
Dylan, he's a smart dude. He know where to go with the ball. He know what the coaching staff wants within the offense. He does a great job of that.
Jerry, on that interception on Sunday, did you think you got interfered with?
Yes, I did.
Did you get any kind of explanation from the official?
What he said? He said, I forgot what he said, honestly. He said something about holding hips. I forgot what he said.
Wasn't a satisfactory answer, though.
Huh?
It wasn't a satisfactory answer.
Yeah, it was no flag, so it really didn't matter.
Jerry, is there maybe a little bit of a weird question? Is there a little bit of an adjustment with the ball coming out of the lefty's hands and that spin? Do you have to get used to that at all?
No, not really. It just spins the opposite way. Other than that, it's the same thing. Don't forget, I played with lefty for like 4 years.
It's a hope that, because Kevin keeps saying that it's not just one guy, right? It's not just Joe's fault that the offense is struggling.
Yeah.
But it's a hope that if you put a new guy under center, that just can create a spark for the rest of the guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what everybody's looking for is that spark. Like Coach said, it's all 11 guys on that field. All 11 guys got to do the job just for that play to be successful. So if one guy mess up, the whole play is screwed. So, as long as everybody do their job, we could go places.
Given that, do you feel bad at all for Joe that he's kind of the guy that takes the brunt of this, right? He's the guy that loses his job, even though it is all 11.
Yeah, it's. I guess this is how the league works. You feel me? If you need a spark, you feel like a quarterback change should help that. So whatever the coaches, if that what the coaches thought that would help us, we're gonna go with that.
Jerry, with Dylan, I know everyone always talks about his processing speed and how good he is with that part of the game. Like, how have you guys seen that as pass catchers when you've gotten to work with him and some of the decision making he's able to make?
Yeah, just throughout OTAs and camp and even practice, just knowing, like I said, just knowing where to go on the ball right on time, and that do with knowing the coverages, and understanding what the defense is trying to take away and just taking advantage of that. And he does a great job of processing that, understanding that, and that's why he's doing his thing.
Jerry, what type of challenge is it this week? You got to go to London. There's a quarterback change. The schedule isn't as expansive as it maybe is in a normal week. Just what challenges does that present to you guys to try and get ready to play this game?
I don't really take it as a challenge. It's just part of the game. You're gonna have to travel. It's not really too much challenging. Of course, you're going across the country, so just make sure you get your sleep in. That's the most important thing, and once we land, it's up. Crazy.
Do you still feel like, even though you guys are 1-3, that everything is still wide open for you, that there's enough potential here to kind of turn this around?
Yeah.
Record quickly?
Yeah, of course. We got a lot more games left. Starting 1-3. There's like 10 teams, 12 teams that's like 1-3. So it's not really about how you start; it's about how you finish. And we working towards the finishing our best and winning all these rest of these games.
It seems like it's been a lot of little things with this offense. I mean, just that play Sunday, and you thought you had a touchdown catch.
Mm-hmm.
So how close do you think this offense really is to being what it is?
We're getting close each week. I feel like guys are striving to be the best version of themselves, you know. And I think we getting close with that.
What makes a Brian Flores defense so difficult?
Just their disguise, you know, they do a great job of disguising, not giving any tells on what type of defense they're running, you know, so they do a good job with that.